cruising up 83, passing the Vietnam Memorial. Pay respect, I'm loyal to this island and all its crews. My rap is professional tutorial. 100 miles of hip-hop, keep it raw, no editorial. Keep it thorough within your standards of life, and before you know it, the bigger your network gets, kid, the more you're growing. I hold a 24 of bets, it helps the day get by. A bubble vest until the death of me, I'm Satan's prize. Or maybe I've been bugging lately, son, I love L.I. Now so the Suffolk, you sleeping.
I said that I was going to start posting, and there's more to come. And yes, I'm going to get some flight videos out there. I literally have 3 terabytes of flight footage that is just waiting to get edited and put out there. But if you guys don't know already, which you probably don't because I haven't put any videos out, I'm an electrician by day. And every night, and I mean every single night, I go out and I fly FPV. So this channel is going to be taking you on a trip through, I don't know, my life, FPV, everything. And I know it's just getting started right now, but there's going to be a lot more in store. And yes, if you haven't been able to tell already, I'm from New York. You can't tell by the accent. And right now, I actually just got done ripping at my flight field. See that tower right there? It's an old abandoned tower. I'm at an old abandoned psychiatric center. The police here have asked me not to show some of the buildings, but a lot of them I can, and they're abandoned. And yes, I will be ripping them. You will be seeing it. But, and it, just in case you guys want, you know, just in case you were wondering if I fly here a lot, I'll let you in on a little secret. Look at that. Oh yeah, look, there's that tower right there. Yes, sir. Always support the people who got me into the hobby. So, and I had to ask permission to use that logo on my, on my fat strap? Yes, sir. Hit him up, he's on Facebook, Fat Straps, man. He hooked my shit up. Anyway, back to the topic at hand, and I'm gonna be taking another video as soon as I get home, just to explain to you guys exactly what I'm talking about, because you probably can't see it now, right? This is the source one. It's my little, I don't know, just mess around frame. It's nothing special. Got the Lumineer Lux F7 in there. I got the Tico Metal 4-in-1 65 amp ESCs, I believe. I got my old F40 Pro 2s on here, and I say old because it was, you know, off an old build. Got the ill long range antenna. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. It's kind of, sorry for the bad video right now, but I just want to get this out because for 3 days, oh yeah, Fox Ear Box 2, dude, camera is a beast. You'll be seeing more of it. That was the video that I think I put out already, which was from like a year and a half ago, by the way. So don't think that that's still what I fly like. But anyway, this video's going on now. So now I gotta explain to you why I'm making this video. The reason I'm making this video is not to tell you who I am, although part of it was. But 3 days, I just built that Source One out of scrap parts that I had laying around, and I think I might have bought the Lumineer Lux F7. Okay? 3 days I'm going through it. I got crazy video noise. I can't figure it out. And my builds, I've been doing this a little while now, and my builds are usually always clean. And I try not to differ from the parts that I use on my builds. But I had an AKK Infinite VTX that I had laying around. I don't remember when I got it. Okay? Crazy video noise, can't figure it out. I'm going through everything. My PIDs, now I tune my PIDs the same way every time I tune a quad. It comes out very well. I usually have all the filters turned off except for one dynamic filter. I think it's the dynamic D-term filter, I'm pretty sure, that I leave on just a little bit and never have any problem with video noise. And I'm telling you, I put my D's up to 45s, and that's the D min at 45, and the D gains higher than that, and then I set my P's accordingly and have the correct ratio in between. You want to know more about that? UAV Tech. He's got the scoop on the ill PIDs, and it works. What he's saying works. I will be the first one to tell you that. Okay, so back to the video noise. 3 days, can't figure it out. Going through the quad, checking the capacitors, making sure I got enough capacitors, making sure the capacitors aren't touching anything, making sure I don't have any shorts to ground or any shorts to the carbon, going through making sure nothing's touching the antenna that's running along on the inside of the frame. Everything. I'm going through everything. Okay. So, I think a while back I was watching maybe Barwell's video. I think it was JB's video, and he had said something about the piece. It's getting dark out here, so I gotta make this quick, but the piece, I don't know if you guys could see. Let me try and get it up there because I'm using the back camera right now. Quality's not as good. But see the metal piece on top of the VTX is the one on top of the stack. That's the part that you always put the heat sink on. If you're gonna put an extra heat sink, that's the part you put the heat sink on, right? Well, that's supposed to be grounded to one of the ground legs of the antenna, right? Because you have when you put the MMCX connectors on the VTX, both sides are ground legs, and the middle is the actual antenna. So I don't think you have to do both sides, but that metal piece, it's a big metal hunk on top of a VTX. It's got to be grounded. It gets rid of it, noise. So I'm checking it, right? I'm like, shit, I might as well just check it, right? So I check it. Guess what? They have one of the ground legs with solder going up to the metal piece, and then they have solder on the metal piece itself, like a big glob. They have a couple globs all around to hold the metal piece down. I forget what the hell it's called. I can't think of what that piece is called right now, but it's the part that sits on top of the VTX. On the AKK, it says AKK Ultimate right on it. You put the heatsink on it, all that. So whatever. I forget what's under there. If it comes to mind, I'll say it. But they had the two globs of solder. They were there. It was there, like they tried to ground it. But there was nothing connecting the two globs. My bad for the shaky video. I'm just using my iPhone right now because I'm so frustrated. I'm happy and frustrated at the same time. I had to get this video out. Two globs, no connection in between. So that whole metal piece was not grounded. Soldered it up. Guess what? Clean video. So my message to you is, if you're having video issues and you just can't figure them out, and you tried everything, you looked over everything, you can't figure it out for the life of you, check that, please. I've been flying every day for over a year, every single day. I've been through many builds, not really anymore because I fly so much that I really don't crash a lot anymore, but now I'm just building to have extra quads. And I'm not trying to be cocky. When you get to a certain point, you don't crash as much anymore. And then when you get to that point, you want to challenge yourself. So then you start challenging yourself, flying in extreme wind or extreme conditions, or doing tricks you've never done before, shooting gaps that you've never done before. So then, yeah, you're going to crash when you do that. And I do crash. I'm not saying I don't. Everyone crashes. Sorry for the tangent. Anyway, just check that, please, because that drove me crazy for 3 days. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, man, what could it be? Because you always, when it's your quad, if it was somebody else's quad, I probably would have noticed it right away. I would have looked over the quad and said, that's got to be grounded, right? I am an electrician. I know certain things have to be grounded. Basically, every piece of metal that's on your quad, okay, should be grounded. Most of the pieces of metal are grounded because all a ground really is a piece of metal going into something that's non-conductive. That's it. The excess electricity, well, that's what a ground is in a house anyway, but on a quad, the ground usually goes back to, the negative goes back to the battery. The ground gets grounded. And I am right about that. I don't know why I'm questioning myself. Anyway, the ground gets grounded, right? So some of it probably goes back to the battery. I can't think straight right now. I'm so fucking happy. But my point is, every piece of metal on your quad should be grounded. That if it's not being used as the positive, the VBAT from the battery, okay, or it's not being used for something else, if it's a pad that's being used for VBAT or 5 volt or some type of voltage, if any piece of metal on there is being used for some type of voltage, or even an antenna has to be grounded. Everything that is metal that is on that quad that is not being used to carry voltage should be grounded to whatever, okay? It should be grounded to the ground, really. Yeah. But there's ways around it. You can make your own ground. I'm not gonna go into that right now because it's a little. Anyway, my point is, if you see a huge chunk of metal on your quad, okay, don't take anything I'm saying for like set in stone. I know I'm an electrician, but AC electric is a lot different than DC electric. There's a lot of stuff on here that I had to teach myself because there's alternating current and there's direct current, and our quads run on direct current like our cars do, okay? That if you don't know this already, I know most people who have been doing this for a long time know that, but if people are watching this video and they're just getting into the hobby, just want to explain certain things. And this video is getting pretty long now, so I'm going to cut it off in a second, but my whole point to this video is you go over your quads, check everything, okay? Any piece of metal, any metal that's touching the carbon, that can somehow get back to your VTX, or somehow, even if it's on your VTX like mine was, okay? You got to make sure it's grounded, okay? Solder it, run a wire from a pad back to the negative of the battery. Just make sure it's grounded if it's not being used for voltage or it's not being used for signal, okay? There's only 3 things on this quad. Really, let me think about this for a second. There's signals, there's voltage, and there's ground. Telemetry is a signal. You know, UARTs are really the signal wire that's going to them. Yeah, that's it, right? If you really think about it, you got signals, you got voltage, whether it's 5 volt, whether it's battery voltage, VBAT, and then you have ground. So, if something is not VBAT, and if something is not 5 volt or any other type of voltage, you got the 4v5 voltage that goes to your receiver. Whatever it is, ground it, okay? If you got a hunk of metal on your freaking quad, just ground it. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the video issues and the video noise. And yes, capacitors work. They do. They work. Use them. But diodes also work too, in a different way. There's probably tons of videos out there for that. They're not the same thing. You can't replace capacitors with diodes. It's different. They do 2 different jobs, but both of those jobs can be used for our quads. That's another little tidbit. All right, I think I got out what I wanted to say right now. Anyway, sorry for rambling. I apologize if you tuned out already. My bad. Just a little bit of information. Don't take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it with a grain of salt. I am an electrician, but I'm not saying maybe some of the information I give you is not 100% correct. So I don't want you to come back to me and say, you know, what you said was completely wrong. And I tried to do that and I blew up my quad. Well, listen. All right. If something's supposed to be grounded, it's supposed to be grounded. And if you feel a certain way that maybe this isn't supposed to be grounded, if you feel like that, then research it. Go on Google, go on YouTube. There's plenty of videos on everything, on everywhere on the internet. Research it. It's getting really dark, and this video is getting really crappy. So, you know my point. You know, if I'm wrong about something, I'm sorry. But I'm just trying to give you information to the best of my knowledge. Because I've been through it. All right? You fly every single day. Let me tell you, when you fly every single day, there's certain things now that I don't even think of anymore. So it kind of just went out of my mind. I just do it. When you do something over and over and over again every single day, you just do it without realizing. I may do builds without even realizing that I did a certain thing on it because I've done it so much that it doesn't even register in my head that I'm doing it anymore. So anyway, that's my piece for today. All right, it was nice to meet y'all. There'll be more videos to come, and I promise I will get you guys some flight footage soon. All right, it's getting way too dark out here for me to still be talking to y'all. So peace out, love from New York. This is So Fly FPV, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.